Hello everybody, this is the Victor. Before we begin this one and before my song, yes, there's a song for this one. Thank you, Rebecca Törnqvist. There will be a song. I'm going to say the following. Let's say that you are an evil organization, hell-bent on, doing, falderals and being, a drug gang or, having some kind of scheme and, being a gangster or whatever. And all of a sudden, there is a man, poking around in your business. Now, if there's a company that looks like this, then you say, I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a problem with this one. But if it looks like this, I would suggest that you would go, anywhere else to conduct your business. Move to Nebraska, move to Tennessee, move to Chad, move to the Antarctic. But he'll probably find you anyway and just slice you and dice you and break all your bones and decapitate you because he's Steven fucking Seagal. And I think that every time I'm seeing a Seagal movie and he have his squinty eyes and you're going, you're thinking, oh my god, you're gonna get so much beaten, and all the villains are like, ho ho ho, we're going to dispatch of you easy, and you're thinking, oh no, you're in trouble. Anyway, let's go over to my little song now, because this is marked for death. Oh, a long time ago, once upon a time, Steven Seagal was great and limber as fuck. Nothing has changed, though everything is different, said all unable to make a buck. A sweet voice on the internet talked about a movie from top of his bad stack. Sure it is silly, sure it is violent, sure it is stupid, and sure it's not silent. Then all at once, Steven's busting heads, these Jamaican will lose more than their dreads. His partner dies in Colombia in a drug bust gone bad. Chicago's DEA agent, played by Steven Seagal, decides he's going to hang up the spurs and his badge and spend more time with his family. But as we all know, that it is a cardinal sin in all action movies, and especially in an early 90s one, because there is this Jamaican drug gang called the Jamaican Posse that decides to target his family and this makes Steven Seagal 57 flavors of fucking mad. So now the gloves are off and he's going to take down this gang. That is essentially what this movie is about. Now, it may be a simple story, but damn, it is effective. And also, if you have, like me, spent the last 20 odd years watching terrible Steven Seagal movies, rewatching it and seeing Steven Seagal in his absolute prime, you're realizing exactly how reasonably good he actually could be when asked to, because this is probably the greatest movie with Steven Seagal as the main character that he has ever done. I don't count necessarily a movie like Under Siege in there, because he had help by a great director in the form of Andrew Davis, and he had a great co-stars in Gary Busey doing Gary Busey things, and Tommy Lee Jones being the villain. And this is just a Steven Seagal one-man show from start to finish. But this movie has some reasonably great car chases. It has some pretty great action sequences. It has some pretty excellent villains, actually. The Jamaican gang is really, really fun. And the main villain, Screwface, is actually really, really intimidating. Using voodoo and using, mysticism to keep his gangs in check was really, really fascinating. Add to that a pretty damn good twist in this movie, which I didn't see coming and everybody else probably saw coming, because I'm 9 every time I see a movie. And I was actually quite astonished how pretty damn good this movie actually was. Sure, there's some pacing issues here and there, and sure, this is not a huge budget movie, and sometimes the lack of money shines through and some stuff is a little hokey. But I can't help but saying that this movie is, as good as you probably will get with a Steven Seagal movie. Also worth noticing that this is one of very rare occasions where you actually, think that Steven Seagal might be in some kind of peril, because the usual things where you see a Steven Seagal movie, he will just murder everybody. Nobody will ever get a single hit on him, you know, barely scratching him, and he will just, you know, being more effective than 65,000 Jedis, you know, combined together. The reason for this, and the reason that he's actually getting, you know, quite a lot of beating in this one, and looks like he's in peril, this is because this movie is not made by Warner Brothers, and because he didn't have as much creative control over at Fox as he did at Warner Brothers. So he had to submit, and he had to make his character look like he was in peril from time to time. That actually made the movie even more compelling. And dare I say it, the dispatching of the villain in the final, I'm talking about the fight in the club and the elevator shaft thing. It is the most violent dispatching of a villain that I have ever seen. It made the entirety of, you know, Out for Justice thing, which almost was like a torture sequence, look like a motherfucking, you know, soap opera fight in comparison to this one. Jesus Christ, Steven, he's dead! He's never gonna survive this. Better beat him up some more, thinks Steven. Marked for Death is a pretty fast-paced, pretty impressive, and a very hokey 90s action movie, but it is very effective. If you really like Steven Seagal's movies, then I think this one should probably be one of your favorite or your personal favorite. If you hate Steven Seagal's movies, you actually might think that this one is pretty damn okay. Maybe, just maybe, I am a little bit overjoyed by this movie. Mainly it's because if you have seen, as I said before, 20 years of, you know, these movies or 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 these movies, you're forgetting what sad, fat Seagal once upon a time was able to do. And when you're seeing this one, you're thinking, man, where did that guy go? Maybe he did this on purpose, so I would, you know, praise Marked for Death in 2021. This isn't high art. This is not some kind of, you know, complex character study or, you know, some complex story arc or something like that. It is Steven Seagal gets mad at some Jamaicans and goes to town on them and completely murders them, breaking their heads, decapitating them, you know, slicing them up, blowing them up, and it is a lot of fun to see. If you don't like that type of a movie, you'll fucking hate this movie. But it is as entertaining and as good as a Steven Seagal movie I think can, you know, aspire to be. But anyway, I really recommend Marked for Death. It is what it is, and it knows what it is, and it's pretty damn entertaining. Nobody in this movie is gonna get nominated for an Academy Award for their acting or anything like that, but it's okay. And Steven Seagal plays the same Steven Seagal character as he always does, but at this point it hadn't yet become so egregious that you were so sick of it that you couldn't stand it anymore. I was going a little bit back and forth with this one, but I decided to give this movie 66 points. It is a good action film. It is a fantastic Steven Seagal movie. It is a very good late 80s, early 90s action movie, and it still holds up today in my opinion. And we have also a bunch of excellent villains. Usually we don't have that in Seagal movies, so big plus for that one. So is Marked for Death also your favorite Steven Seagal movie of all time, or is it Under Siege? I would bet most people will say Under Siege. It's a really good movie though. So comment below and we'll see you next time. I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.